Welcome to EasyBuildWebsite.com. This second tutorial is about finding a website hosting company. And whenever I mention that to someone that's new, they usually ask, well, what is web hosting? What do you mean by hosting? Well, here it is in a nutshell. A web host provides least protected computer space for your website. Least protected. Now, what does that mean? People will ask me, well, can I just do this on my home computer? I've got virus protection, and I've got a fast connection, DSL or cable, and I'll say, no, you really can't. And the reason you really can't is there are people that live their lives doing nothing but hacking into websites and putting code on that website to collect information from any visitor that might come to your website and perhaps redirect them to a pornography site or a spam site, somewhere that they're going to make money. And new visitors to your site will not know that this is not your site. Now, Google does crawl the web and look for these little bits of code, and when they find them on a website, they immediately issue a warning to all web browsers, which means that whenever somebody logs into your website or clicks on something to go visit it, maybe from an email link or a search engine link, they're going to get a red page that will say that this site is dangerous to your computer. At that point, you are shut down, and unless you know what they have done, you could even get into reformatting your entire hard drive. Now, a web host will know. They'll know where to look. They'll know where to find the code. A lot of times they can clean it up within the hour and then get Google to rescan it, and you're back up the same day. It's very cheap protection you're going to see as we go through this. So there are many great companies. I'm going to introduce you to three of them that I will recommend: JustHost.com, Bluehost.com, and Geovario.com. You probably haven't heard of Geovario, but if you're a business and you want to set up a store and do a lot of what they call e-commerce, I would recommend going with Geovario. Now, that's outside the scope of this tutorial, but I know these people. I've got 5 websites with them, and they are very, very good. They'll even get on the phone and talk with you about your needs and what you need to do. However, the other two, JustHost or Bluehost, if you're just wanting to put up a website to have some information about your business, pictures, just whatever it is that you want to use as kind of a brochure for what you do, 4 or 5 pages, JustHost is the one that I'll be recommending in this tutorial. Bluehost is just as good, but we're going to use JustHost. Now, what you're going to need to do is get your credit card out, because what we're going to do is purchase hosting service, and that can be anywhere from $4 to $9 a month. You see how cheap that is for that kind of protection? So once you do that, they will send you an email with your login, and then we can go to the control panel. Now, what I want to do right now is go out to my website, and we are going to, if you go to the home page of my website, EasyBuildWebsite.com. Now, this picture changes every time you log in. It rotates. So if it doesn't look like this, don't worry, but everything else will be the same. Roll down to the JustHost banner, and this will take you right in. Click on it, and once you're there, then what you want to do is click on Sign Up. Now, you remember in the last video I said don't purchase the domain name yet. You picked out, hopefully, a domain name with Namecheap. And if you haven't done that, you need to go back to Namecheap and start putting in some ideas for domain name. In fact, if you haven't seen the first video in this series, I would recommend you watch it, because it gives you some information on how to pick a domain name. But once you have that, you already know what you're going to do, this you will come to this page. It says please register, and they will register the domain name for you. You don't have to do the extra steps if you were to buy it at Namecheap. Now, for the purposes of this demo, I'm just going to put in my demo, and we're going to see if that's available. So you click on that, and it's going to say domain taken. Now, maybe you picked one out at Namecheap and it said it was available. You came over here and it said taken. Somebody could have purchased it by the time that you got to this site. It does happen that fast. Likelihood of that happening is very, very, very small. So then what you're going to need to do is I'm going to extend this out for just host. Now that's a lousy domain name, but this way I doubt if that one's taken, and this way you'll get to the next screen so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so that's good. My demo for justhost.com will soon be hosted with JustHost. Now go ahead and fill out all this information. If you have PayPal, you can pay with PayPal or a credit card. Put your credit card information in. Make sure this box is checked, otherwise you're not going to get very far. And I just want you to see that you have these options. Now notice this. The $345 that we saw in the banner is if you buy for 4 years, and that's $165. That is by far the best value, and I'll show you why. Let's say you go for 6 months, $41.70, and that may be all you can afford. What's going to happen is they will then charge you for your domain registration, $9.95, and it says one-time fee, which is good for 1 year. Each year you'll be charged $9.95. Now, if you pick even a year, they're going to include that. You will not pay the extra $10. So it's really a good deal. Your very best deal is going to be 48 months. If you can swing the 28 or the 24 months at 118, that will be fantastic. At least you'll have 2 years. And your domain name will be good for 2 years, and then they'll send you a little email saying it's about to expire, do you want to renew, and they'll give you the options to do it for a 2-year period or 1 year period, or even up to 5 years. Okay, so click on complete, and that will be the end of this video. And then the next video we're going to log into JustHost and get our WordPress account set up. Okay, I'll see you then.